Okay, good afternoon, my friends, and welcome to NWCR's Removing the Liberal Blindfold for this Monday, the 13th day of July in the year of our Lord 2020. It seems the Democrats are hell-bent on winning this next election. By hook or by crook, they are going to do it. Mail-in ballots is the subject for today. With states closing down again, the long-term reason for this is not the coronavirus, as they are telling us, but really the closing of the voting booths in November. And yes, if we allow this, folks, this is going to keep going on until after the election. If Biden wins, it will be over, and so will our freedoms. But if Trump wins, we ain't seen nothing yet. From O-Censor News comes this one, my friends, and we had better be watching and realizing here, folks, ballot cheating is already happening. And now for what is going on. Mandatory voting by mail threatens election integrity and voter security by increasing the potential for fraud, according to a report from the Honest Elections Project. Mail-in voting would increase the potential for ballot fraud and likely cause a delay in the election results, of the report found. Now, remember the hanging chads in Florida years ago? The Honest Elections Project is a nonpartisan organization that supports lawful voter rights and free and honest elections, which, by the way, if the demoncrats get away with what they are now attempting, will be a thing of the past. Switching to voting by mail will also call for new rules, such as automatically mailing ballots to all registered voters, and we have already seen reports of this being messed up by mail carriers trashing bags of ballots. And new procedures for processing registrations and ballots, the report said. If ballots are mailed automatically, ballots could go to wrong addresses or ineligible and or deceased voters, while new procedures could overwhelm poll workers, causing delays and long wait times. If vote by mail were rushed into place this year by federal mandate or by judicial intervention, which now seems likely, the most likely outcome would be confusion, chaos, and disenfranchisement. Millions of ballots sent to the wrong address, with some voters receiving multiple ballots and others perhaps receiving no ballots at all, the report said. The report cites four main problems with mail-in voting: changing the rules, the automatic mailing of ballots, voter verification laws, and vote harvesting. Vote harvesting has already started. Voters in Michigan faced long waits after individuals were allowed to register to vote at the polls on Election Day, the report found. The delays were caused by unprepared poll workers who could not efficiently process registrations, absentee ballots, along with regular traffic from registered voters. Automatically mailing ballots could result in fraud because the states don't always maintain accurate registration records, the report found. Illinois' automatic voter registration registered hundreds of non-citizens, some of whom voted in 2018, according to the report. Since mail-in voting doesn't happen in a monitored environment like a polling place, ballots may be lost, tampered with, or destroyed with little accountability, the report found. Remember the Coleman-Franken election in Minnesota, where Franken lost the election by about 10,000 votes, and voter recounts were asked for over and over again while finding thousands of ballots in trunks of cars and things until Coleman lost and Franken won? Democratic legislators have argued that voting by mail is safer than traditional methods amid the coronavirus pandemic, according to the report. Republicans and Democrats are split on the issue, the Daily Caller News Foundation previously reported. Republicans claim the initiative would increase fraud, though the method has not been proven to boost Democratic votes. Well, it will. I guarantee you, because that's what happened in Minnesota. Minnesota. The prospect of millions of unclaimed ballots in circulation, some of them going entirely fictitious registrants with few provisions in place to facilitate the detection and rejection of falsely cast ballots, would create significantly new opportunities for fraud, the report said. California Senator Nancy Pelosi proposed a $3.6 billion vote-at-home bill to allow voters to vote from home since in-person voting poses health risks, from the Daily Caller reported. This becomes a health issue, as we saw in Wisconsin. Standing in those lines for that amount of time, going to places that are enclosed, is dangerous to your health. And again, vote by mail is more democratic. No, it's not. It's easier to give fraud. It gives people more options, it says, and it removes obstacles and barriers to voting, which is what we want to do, Pelosi said to the Daily Caller reported. And now to remove the liberal blindfold here, folks. This type of idiocy makes it evident that the demon brats care nothing for the sanctity of this nation's laws, and they are figuring out new ways to cheat. Voter fraud is by no means a new thing, but the Democrats work overtime figuring out new ways to do it and then mandate the new ways so everyone has to vote the way they want us to. This year, the way is going to be mail-in ballots. We have already seen cases of government workers throwing away cases of ballots that were supposed to go to voters but instead went into the trash cans. And voting hasn't even started yet. After the voting is done, these same postal workers and others will take ballots from predominantly Republican areas and maybe throw them away, maybe even put in their place ballots already filled out for Biden. Folks, this mail-in ballot crap is something that was tailor-made for cheating, and the demon brats have smiles on their faces because all the new lockdowns that are going into effect today. New Mexico is one of those states. We are going into a new lockdown today, and businesses are being forced to close again. Restaurants like Denny's and Wex and Village Inn are being forced to close again so no one can go in. They are in the process of forcing the new virus vaccine on us. That will be coming. All this is by design of the Democrat Party. We are going to be locked down, so voting at the booth will be illegal, and only way to vote will be mail-in ballots. And even as I'm typing this voter fraud, as I'm typing this, voter fraud is being found and reported. Oh, not by the lame, streamlined liberal media, but it is being reported and photographed. After that, we will be made to take this coming mandatory vaccine, and then in order to go into stores afterwards to get food, etc., we will have to show proof that we have had the vaccine, and this probably will go for people who have already had the virus and have gotten over it and have antibodies in their system so they can't even get it anymore. We are going into a lockdown soon, folks, and that will be unprecedented in history. And if this happens, my friends, the American that we know and love will be gone forever. Because with the government, once a precedent has been set, it is like it's in stone forever. Think on that one the next time you think it can't happen here. It's happening, and if we the people don't put a stop to this, it is going to happen. Our freedoms and our liberties will be piled into the dustbin of history, and the only way to get them back will be a very bloody revolution. And all this crap about riots and BLM and Antifa are just a diversion to keep our eyes off of what is really happening. But mark my words, to keep our freedoms, it is all going to have to be dealt with, and severely. All the things mentioned in today's update are happening. And we, the people, had better wake up. God bless America. God bless our troops. And as a friend of mine used to always say, we will not be ruled. And I'll add on top of that, if we allow it. This is Robert the Infidel, and I will see you again on Wednesday. Have a blessed day.